Hey, folks at home, Jamin here. Another quick episode. Welcome back, folks. It's Jamin. Another episode of Jamin's Daily Sports Edition. Gonna talk to you today about some college football conference realignment, some rumor, some um, breaking news on perhaps big changes in college football in terms of conferences. So, the Southeastern Conference, the SEC, best conference in the nation in college football, may get even better. It's going to be the first super conference, so to speak, because Texas and OU want to jump ship, leave the Big 12 for greener pasture, just like the Aggies did, had the foresight to do it earlier. Now Texas and OU want to jump ship, and I can't blame them. Everything is already laid out for them. There's a bunch of different ways we can go into this, so we're just going to kind of ramble on. One is, if Texas and OU come in, they already talked about how they're going to shuffle up the divisions, so that's going to push Alabama and Auburn into the East, which is perfect. So OU and Texas are going to come into the West Division, and it's still a tough division, but they still don't have to play Alabama every year like A&M does currently. So then they have the SEC network. Can you imagine? This whole thing is a money grab. Think about all the Texas fans, all the OU fans. They join the SEC. Think of all those fans now who have to all of a sudden now get the SEC network if they didn't have it. I imagine most of them already did in some cases. But if they didn't, now they do. Lots of money there. But let's look into the reason why, a couple reasons why I don't think this is going to happen. Because in order for new teams to be added, 11 teams have to vote for it. So if that means if 4 vote no, it's a no deal. A&M and Missouri used to also be in the Big 12. From what I read, they are both in the no camp. They're no votes. That's already 2. Then this has got me thinking, why would Alabama want to change anything? They're killing it. They're dominating. Everything's going great for them. Why would they want to change it? Why would they want to go to a different conference? Why would they don't need more money. Okay, there's plenty of money to be made. So they should be a no vote the way I'm thinking about it. Then think about if you're Florida in the East. Now you really want Alabama and Auburn in your division now? Are you kidding me? Hell no. I don't want Alabama in my division. I don't want Auburn in my division. And I'm gonna vote to make my chances at winning my division and getting into the conference title game that much harder. Let's do that. It makes no sense. Florida should be a no vote. Then you're thinking somebody like Kentucky. You're already in a tough division in the SEC. If you're lucky, you can win 3 or 4 games in your conference, 5 games in your conference. You can finish third place. Finish third place in your division for Kentucky. Kentucky's just trying to just get bowl eligible. And you're gonna make their division even harder. They have no chance. Why would Kentucky want to Alabama and Auburn in their division? It just seems like there's already enough. There's enough no votes there to make it not happen. But that's got me thinking, surely OU and Texas, this wouldn't have gone public if they didn't already know it was a for sure deal. Because if they get rejected and it doesn't happen, it's a huge blow to the ego. So I have a feeling they didn't they didn't leak it until they knew it was surely, almost a done deal. But then that's got me thinking, folks. For the poor, there's 8 other teams in the Big 12. That always had me thinking, that's so dumb, The Big 10 has 14 teams, and the Big 12 has 10 teams. They should have thought back in the day when they were naming these conferences, they should have been like, well, let's not put the number of teams in the conference as part of the name of the conference because, it could change. It could change. Anyways, what's going to happen to Baylor and to Tech, to Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU, West Virginia? So I started thinking about this and where the likelihood of where these teams are going to go. And what's so sad is they're going to be out there basically selling themselves almost, to the high, they're going to be out there just having to put themselves out there begging, please let us into your conference. You're thinking you're Kansas State. They're basically having to find suitors and put on their Sunday best and go give presentations as to why the Pac-12 should let Kansas State in. I don't think the Big Ten is going to let Kansas State in. Where are these teams going to go? That's what's going to be crazy. And I think that's the reason why also OU and Texas came out and leaked it to the media, is because they really can't bail. If the Big 12 wants to hold them hostage, they can until 2015 because they have TV and media rights up until then. They're contracted. And they know that. The OU and Texas put out a press release saying they plan on honoring those commitments. But they know that the other 8 teams see the writing on the wall. They can't just wait until OU and Texas leave and they just walk away. Contractfully, I guess, right? Contractfully? Is that a word? But they can just leave. No strings attached, they just bounce. If they wait until then, it's too long. Texas and OU know that these other guys are going to have to do something, which is going to free them from those contractual obligations. So what's going to happen is, knowing that OU and Texas are bouncing, someone like Kansas, West Virginia, they're going to try to get in with these other conferences too. And if they can get commitments, if Oklahoma State can get a commitment from the Big Ten saying they want them in, then you could see something in which you see a mass, 6 out of the 10 teams go somewhere. So OU, Texas go to SEC. You have Iowa State and Iowa State. Who was I thinking about that would join the Big Ten? You have Iowa State. You put them in with, they can play Iowa. They already played that team anyways every year, I think. And then maybe Kansas. And then you can put Tech and maybe Kansas State in the Pac-12. The Pac-12 actually needs 4 teams if they want to get to 16 and be a super conference. So they can bring in both Kansas and Kansas State, Texas Tech and Baylor, or Texas Tech and TCU, just depending on who the Big Ten decides to bring in. And then you also have the ACC. They can bring in 2 teams. So we're going to find out. It's going to be interesting to see. I still feel like it's not a done deal, but maybe I'm wrong. I have always felt, though, that there was going to be 4 16-team conferences at some point. I've said this before. I know it because the 4 times 16 is 64, like 64, like the college March Madness tournament. So if you have 64 teams, yeah, you're leading. The end of the season leads to a playoff, but one of the things that they would say is that you have 64 teams playing each other. It's basically the whole season is the playoff as well. So I think that's going to work out real nicely. The other 60 teams that make up the 120 teams in D1, they're still in it in a way. And I think that they should create like an NIT of sorts for college football. So these smaller schools can play in some kind of other playoff at the end of the season. I mean, they have the bowl games, but no one cares about your random bowls other than gamblers and then the people playing in them. But those games don't do it. If they were actually playoffs of sorts, I think you might get more viewers, but we'll see. I don't know. See how that works out. But anyway, folks, you can tell I'm biased because I'm an Aggie. Do I want Texas and OU to join the league? It would be fun for a couple years just because Texas A&M could play Texas again, OU. That would be fun. But I think in the long run, I would miss those matchups with Alabama and Auburn. Those have been some great games. And we're going to be losing that. And I do feel bad for Kansas State and Baylor and the rest of the Oklahoma State, the rest of those teams in that conference. They're really getting worked. I don't know what they're gonna do, but good luck to them. Folks at home, I just want to thank you for joining me on this sports edition college football realignment. If you have an idea what you think is gonna happen, and that's the thing, I sat there and I made out the conference who I think, just guessing. But if you have a guess, do you want to write out what you think the conference is, who's gonna be where is Baylor gonna be at next year or 2 or 3 years from now? If you think you know, put it on a piece of paper, scan it, email it to me, write it in a text message, and then take a photo, print the photo, scan the photo, upload the photo, email it to me, jaminsdaily@gmail.com. Or you can post it on our Facebook, at Jamin's Daily on Facebook. Or you can go to our YouTube channel. Like, share. Smash that like button, folks. Thanks for joining us. In the meantime, don't forget, stick with us because the best is yet to come. Back from a quick break, folks. I thought about ending the episode, but we're going to edit it to a break instead of a end, because I'm going to talk about a little bit about Aggieland in my trip that I'm taking this weekend. I'm going to drive up to Aggieland for the first time in 10 years, folks. It's been over 10 years. Last time I went was in September, Labor Day of 2011. So, way overdue. Going up there to help my niece move into a house. This is going to be her 4th year there. She's not graduating on time, though, so she's got some time to make. She's got some, what's that? She's on the 5-year plan, probably. So she's there, going to help her move in, taking her some stuff, giving her a couch. She's moving into a house, so she's got to furnish it. So we're giving her some stuff. So I'm driving up there in my truck, taking her stuff. And then I'm going to get to go on a tour, because I've been told and I know that there's just been a massive amount of development within College Station, Bryan, Aggieland. So I'm just gonna, just depending if I'm able to pack correctly, pack it all in there right, I'm gonna try to take my bike and ride the campus, because I'll be able to see more. It's a huge campus, so if you're gonna walk it, it's a big task, daunting. You're gonna walk a long ways. If I wanted to go, the main campus, then walk all the way to Kyle Field, and maybe to the rec in the West Campus. Maybe catch a bus back to Northgate on the north side. Go to my old dorm, Hotard, onto Northgate. It was a plan. I haven't really designed a path, but I'm going to be there. Nice 4-hour drive from Corpus Christi to College Station. Gonna drive there on Sunday morning. I was originally gonna go on Friday, but I figured if I got there on Friday, we would start partying and drinking. And my niece can't move into her house. She doesn't get the key. Can't move in until Saturday. So I didn't want to get there Friday, drink, have a good time, and then come Saturday morning, they're going to want to get up and start moving and doing stuff, and I'm going to be like dragging ass. So I said, nah, that's not a good idea. I'm just going to wake up early, 6 in the morning, be on the road before 7, and I'll get there like at 11 o'clock, a little bit before noon, just in time for them to have already started moving in, getting some of the stuff, and then I show up with the goods, help finish up helping until about 4 or 5 o'clock. I think 5 o'clock, I'm calling it quits. I'm going to be done. 5 o'clock, going to campus, going on my tour. And then after that, Northgate. Yeah, I'm going to drink and eat. Take a lot of photos. We're going to do a whole Aggie. I'm gonna take a lot. I'm gonna be like a tourist, folks. I'm gonna take a crap load of photos, and we're gonna do a whole episode on Jamin, on my trip to Aggieland. It'll probably be maybe episode 80, 81. I don't know. We'll see. But that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that with all the photos. Y'all, I think y'all will like it, folks, and be excited. Until then, stick with us. This time, I really am. This is going to be the end of our episode, folks. Don't forget, Jamin's Daily on Facebook, YouTube, and it's brought to you by Sage Choice Insurance Agency. 361-400-2411. Stick with us, folks. The best is yet to come.